back. It's 9799 here with another episode of What's for Dinner. Tonight, well, yesterday, I had Rick take some chicken out of the freezer to thaw out. We didn't end up using it last night. We did something different. And today I came home. I was going to make some barbecue chicken, but, you know, done that. Didn't feel it. So I looked in the refrigerator, and this is what I came up with. We're going to do some orange apricot chicken, and I think it is going to be really lovely. So let's see what goes into this. I have my chicken breasts. Some of them were small enough. I went ahead and I pounded them so they would flatten out a little, and some of them were like this. And I went ahead and I made cutlets out of them, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. I saved this last one. But we're going to go ahead and put about a half a cup of chopped red onion. Don't have red, use white. Don't have that, don't use it. Use minced onion, it's dehydrated. I pulled a couple of peppers out of the garden. There's one large chili here, and then there's one Marconi pepper, which is an elongated pepper. So that's about a half a cup there. I had some, last year I made some apricot jam that turned into apricot syrup because it didn't gel up right. So we're going to throw that in there. That's a cup. And I also had made some orange marmalade, and that's a cup of that. I'm going to put in a tablespoon or two of some Grey Poupon. And we're going to start the whole thing out with some vegetable oil, and we're going to brown off, we're going to saute our chicken. So let me show you. When I say to cutlet a chicken breast, what I mean is, I'm going to take this, you see how thick this is? Really, really thick. Okay? And put it flat on the board. Put your hand down on it. Go about halfway down and take your largest, sharpest knife. Remember, a sharp knife is a safe knife. And you're going to slice all the way through it without touching your hand. And there you have 2 chicken cutlets. How simple was that? And you didn't have to pay the butcher to do it, and it was a lot cheaper in the grocery store. And then the next thing we do is we wash our hands. And we wash all parts of our hands, the back, the front, and in between our fingers. And can you tell I used to work in a hospital? Okay, we'll shut off that water, get rid of the chickeny knife and board, and we'll commence to come over here. What I'm going to do next, and I will spare you the particulars, is I'm going to go ahead and saute our chicken. I'm turning my pan onto medium heat. I'm going to put about that much oil. That's about a tablespoon. We're going to let that get hot, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to saute this chicken. When I come back, we'll do the rest. So I'll be back in just a few. Okay, we have cooked up our chicken. Now, I did not cook it until it's still a tiny little bit pink in the middle, because we're going to simmer this. But the first thing that we want to do is grab a spoon. And we have this little bit of oil left in the pan. I'm going to throw in my onion and my green peppers, my chili. I'm going to brown these up. We're going to let these become soft, and then in the meantime it's going to pick up all these brown bits on the bottom of the pan. Now, for those of you who haven't heard me say it before, it's kind of a little loud, but the brown bits on the bottom of the pan in cooking, if you went to culinary school, you would learn that that was called fond, F-O-N-D. I don't know why they call it that, they just do. But most regular people just call it the brown chunk in the bottom of the pan. Now, you have a couple of options here. You can just continue letting the water cook out of these vegetables, and it's going to pick up all that fond. But one thing I am going to do, and I'll be right back, is I'm going to grab my white wine vinegar, and I don't know how well you can hear me, but I have my white wine vinegar. I'm just going to put a splash in there. That was maybe a teaspoon, maybe not even that much, but see, it picks that all up just nice. And this is going to balance out the sweetness of the rest of the things that we're going to put in here. So don't worry about it's not going to be too vinegary. Of course, it's wine vinegar, so it's nice and mild. All right, now, these veggies are just where I want them. Let's get our preserves. This is our 1 cup of apricot I'll call it my apricot syrup because it didn't come out so good, but is really good on pancakes, so nothing goes to waste. And this is our 1 cup of orange marmalade. And give this a good stir. Let that come up to a little bit of a simmer. Next thing I'm going to go ahead and add, pardon me, well, yes I do. Okay, there, 2 tablespoons. This is already starting to look amazing. Now, we're doing this atop the stove today, but don't let that stop you. You know what? You could do this in the oven. You could get this started. You could throw this in the crock pot. It would be really good. You could simmer this all day on low, come home, make a pot of rice, your dinner would be ready. You could do this in a pressure cooker. However, if you do it in a pressure cooker, you're going to want to cook the chicken first. You're going to want to take the water out of the pressure cooker. Then you're going to want to compose your sauce. And then heat the sauce and the chicken up together. Otherwise, your sauce is going to get too runny. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to return this chicken back to the pan. I'm going to nestle this in. Get it good and coated. As you can see over here, I have a pot of rice that's coming up to the boil. And that's what we're going to serve this with. I also already have pre-cooked my vegetable. Pulled a couple of zucchini squash out of the garden yesterday. And I sliced those up with a couple of red peppers. And we heated those up. I steamed them in the microwave. So, those are ready to go. I'm going to simmer these chicken breasts in the sauce for 10 minutes. Get rid of that juice. Now, I'm gonna return that heat to medium high on my burner. That's a 6. I'm just going to make sure these are all nicely coated in that sauce. It smells wonderful. So, you know, this is a good clean out the fridge. What do you have? Throw it together and see what happens. You never know. It might become a family favorite. I'm going to put the lid on here. I'm going to simmer that for 10. And when we come back, you know what we're going to do. We're going to fix you a plate because I know you're hungry. So we'll be back as soon as this is ready. Here you go. Apricot orange chicken, all ready to serve up. I hope you're hungry. And let me tell you something. We snuck a little taste of this, and boy, is it delicious. Okay, it's like a sweet and sour going on in there, folks, and it is really wonderful. And it was quick, and it was easy, and I used stuff I had in my fridge. And, you know, adapt this. Use what you have. So let's fix you a plate. We grab a spoon for this rice. And you can see the veggies that we made. A little bit of rice. Nice piece of chicken. Right there. And then, of course, we want some of that really nice sauce. Look at that. We'll put that on the rice as well. That is going to make a lovely meal. Some veggies on the side. And because I have to wipe up, there you have it. Apricot orange chicken with rice and zucchini and peppers. That's what's for dinner. I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. So until next time,